Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
We start with the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs.
So this is the one game. It's interesting because the lines really haven't moved that much looking at the spreads on DraftKings, where, by the way, use the code Ross. You can get $200 in free bets if you bet $5. I don't say that enough on the show, but the lines haven't moved very much. So this is the one game where I have a really tough time picturing the Jags winning. Really tough time. I mean, all the other ones, I can make an argument and I can tell you what it is. Boy, I would be surprised. If the Jags win, a couple of things happen. Trevor Lawrence plays out of his mind. Doug Peterson is very aggressive. And with that aggression, like going for it on fourth down, fake punts, fake field goals, onside kicks, and they steal a possession or two. And then Mahomes, who has more interceptions than people realize this year, throws an interception or two, including one in the red zone. That's kind of the recipe for a Jags win. You know, the one thing I thought about, Jack, when the Jags have had success in the playoffs, it's been when like nobody was expecting it. Like back in, what was that, 96, when they went to Denver and won that playoff game and shocked the Broncos, nobody thought that was coming. Or when they, 2017, when they won in Pittsburgh, I called that game. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So that's the deal with the Jags. They kind of sneak up on people in the divisional round when they're not ready for it. So that's certainly a possibility, but I don't see it happening. I don't. The Chiefs look so good in their last game. Mahomes, they're ready for this. Jags won 2 in a row, impressive games, both at home, where they actually have an awesome, rabid fan base. I'm a big fan of Jags fans, but this is different now. Going to Kansas City, I like the Chiefs to kind of take care of business here. Feels like 27-17 to me. If there's a game that gets out of hand, I think it would be this one. So I don't know. I don't know if people have I don't know if you can lock up people in I don't know if you lock up people in the playoffs, but if you can, go ahead, lock them up.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
We move forward to the first game of your weekend doubleheader with the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. So nice for me, logistically, to just be able to drive down to Philadelphia, call the game. Now, not as nice. I wish I could beam me up, Scotty, to get from Philadelphia to Buffalo. That would be nice. But going to be really cool. I think it should be a good game. The Giants really believe in themselves right now. They're coming off an impressive win. They've got a very good coaching staff. Daniel Jones coming off the best game of his life. Do I think he'll play that well against this Eagles defense? No. I think the Eagles defense is much better against the Vikings defense. I'd like to think they have a pretty good plan for Daniel Jones running and designing quarterback runs. Jonathan Gannon has to have spent a bunch of time on that this week. And, the thing that's interesting, though, I almost wonder if they got confidence from that Week 18 game against the Eagles where they hung tough, even without Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley or Dexter Lawrence. The O-line, D-line matchup is just going to be critical. Or do the Giants get some pressure on Hurts with just their front? I think they're going to blitz because they know how good the Eagles' offensive line is. They blitzed in the Week 18 meeting, and they had some success with it. So the Eagles better have some answers. One of the things I think is interesting to look at early in the game is, do the Eagles run Hurts early in the game? Do they have a design quarterback run just to kind of let the Giants know, hey, you better be ready for Jalen running. We're all in. He's good to go. There's no reservation or holding back. Or do the Eagles save that for the second half if they have to have it, right? Let's try not to have him run unless we have to. That'll be interesting. Would not be shocked if the Giants pull this off. And the way that happens is they win the turnover battle. The Eagles stall out in the red zone like they did in week 18. And Eagles come out rusty. And you can say the same about the Chiefs, I'm sure, but there's something to be said for a team coming out of the bye a little bit rusty, out of their rhythm a little bit. I think, in all sincerity, we'll have a real good idea early in the game whether or not this is going to be a tight one till the end or whether the Eagles are going to be able to take care of business. If they come out and get like a 3-and-out and march down for a touchdown, the Giants have to play come from behind. That's going to be tough. I think the Eagles win a close, awesome, competitive game, 24-20 Birds.
The next game in your doubleheader this weekend, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills.
So I got to be, Jack, the only person going to both those games, right? Like I got to be. There's no way anybody else is doing that, right? Like why would you, unless you're working both games and you're a psychopath? You know what I used to say all the time on the old show, Jack? I used to talk about the sickness or the disease, and I have it. And to be honest with you, I feel like I have the sickness and the disease for life. Like this is just how I am about life. Like I'm going to a 50th birthday party tonight, and they have a DJ, and Jack, I will dominate that dance floor. Like I will. I'm all in. I'm all in on life. Every day is an opportunity, and every day you kind of either win or lose the day, right? I'm just trying to stack dubs. Last night with what my daughter did, that was a dub. Tonight, tearing up the dance floor. It's wild, by the way, that I have friends turning 50. Wild. But anyway, I'm going to light it up tonight. Should be a blast. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to get going. As for the game, so I like the Bills in this game. I'll give you a couple of reasons why. The Bengals offensive line, that is problematic. Now, I've been a little disappointed in the Bills D-line without Von Miller. I thought some of these younger guys, Rousseau, Epinesa, Boogie Basham, I thought they would step up with Von Miller out. I don't know that they really have. So I'll be curious to see whether Leslie Frazier feels like he has to bring Milano and Edmonds on blitzes, or if he feels like these guys can get there against the Bengals' backup O-line. It's bad. It's bad for the Bills if this D-line can't get there against the Bengals' backups. Obviously, the Bengals will have a plan, knowing they have their backups out there, trying to make sure they're in a good spot. Bengals will probably try to have a good plan to get the ball out of Burrow's hands quickly. I also don't really envision Josh Allen having multiple turnovers back-to-back games. It's possible, for sure, but I just don't see it. I just don't envision that happening. I think, I think he'll play a clean game. Now, it might happen in the AFC Championship or in the Super Bowl or whatever again, and it probably will, but I don't think that'll be the case in this game. Boy, it's a similar score, Jack. I think it's like 23-20, 20-17, something like that. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to get it done at home.
Now, I'm looking. You're definitely probably the only person going to both the Eagles and the Bills games, but I think you're far from the only person going to two of the divisional round matchups. You got to think the Kelsey parents, Diggs family. You got a lot of teams that are brothers across these final 8 teams.
Oh, that was good, Jack. Really good. That's certainly possible. Although they can do it. They can do it. They can fly. They can be in Philly or whatever and then get up. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Well, the Diggs can't because their game's on the same day.
I mean, it's theoretical. I mean, if the Kelseys could do it from Kansas City to Philly, why can't the Diggs? If they're both the matchups are on the same day for each one.
Well, one game's in Buffalo at 3. The other game's in San Francisco at 6:30. That's going to be tough.
Maybe they can get
off.
beamed up. You never know.
What's that?
Maybe they can get beamed up.
Yeah, that's what they would have to do. The Kelseys, that's tough too because they're back to back. Stop trying to steal my thunder, Jack. I'm the only one doing 2 games. Next game.
We'll move forward to the aforementioned Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers.
So this to me is like a toss-up game. I'm going to lean to the 49ers playing at home, and because they've been on such a run, but I do think this will be has a chance to be the closest of the games. I think it's a field goal game, one way or the other. I do think it's tough for the Cowboys, to have a short week, and the Niners actually have extra rest, just that little bit of extra rest for the Niners, whereas the Cowboys a little bit more, road weary. I think the Niners are going to be able to run the ball on the Cowboys. I think they're going to run it on them a lot. I think that's going to be the difference in the game. But I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if the Cowboys won this game. I kind of feel like there's going to be more points in this one. I guess I think the Niners D is a little bit overrated right now. The Niners offense has been a machine. I'm going to put some more points on this game. I'm going to say 27-24. The Niners get it done. Should be an amazing weekend. I mean, I'm really looking forward to all four of these games.